Good morning. My name is Jill Lindstrom. For those of you who don't know me, maybe there's a few of you out there still who have never met me because a lot of people have moved in the last month or so and I haven't met you all. We're here for chair yoga today, so I'm glad that you came. It's a 30-minute program. So sitting up nice and tall, good. Let's lift our toes and lift our heels. We're going to start at the bottom today. Lift the toes, lift the heels. Good. All right. Now let's take it side to side, side to side. Good. And do those heels side to side. It is a beautiful day outside. Even though it's cloudy and a little humid, if you can get outside just for a moment, it's just so beautiful out there. All right, now let's march it right here, march it. Good. Starting at the bottom. Let's kick those feet. Take a look, your toes should be forward. That's the way the knee tracks, right? Unless you've had a surgery that's corrected it a different way, but that foot should be forward. Kick it out. All right. Now we're going to take that right leg, your right leg, let's go out and in. We're just checking for any squeaks, any places that feel a clunk or a bump. Anything that's not painful, that makes noise, anywhere in our body, whether it's our ankles or our hip or our shoulders, as long as there's no pain with it, generally that's perfectly fine. It's just your body, that's just how it ages. So let's do the other side. There's reasons for it, there's physical reasons for it, but none of them are harmful for the most part. Good, open and close. That's why we move, right? That's why we do yoga. All right, and then let's plant those feet. Let's sit up nice and tall. Good, I need to adjust this one more time. And I noticed that the microphone's in a funny spot. Let's see if we can get it right today. Good. So the legs are out wide. Let's try that. Is that maybe a little better? Maybe not. Do it one more time. Okay, we can't spend the whole class futzing with the microphone. But let's move forward. Right here, rock it forward. I think that's better. Good. Now, I want you to reach forward. And then I want you to take that reach and bring it to the side. So we're stretching through the lower back, warming it up. Bring it back to the center, stretch. And then inhale and lift right here. Good. Bring that down. Let's come forward. We reach. Good. We come over to the side with a stretch. Bringing it right back to the center. And then reach it up. Did you feel that nice stretch in those hips? Good. All right. Now hands come right here. Let's start working that middle body. So we're going to curl and lift. Good. Curl and lift. So it's cat and cow right here with that wider leg. Curl and lift. One more. Curl and lift. Good. Now let's bring our toes in, to walk them in. Toes and heels, toes and heels. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's turn and twist and look behind you. Bring it back to the center. Let's turn and twist and look the other way. Good, and bring it all the way back. Good, now we're getting up to those shoulders. So let's bring those hands right here, and we're pushing from the base of the palm to the tips of the fingers, pushing through here, sitting up nice and tall. I want you to push to one side, sit up tall, turn your head, and bring your chin down towards your shoulder. And bring that head over and back to the center. Let's bring it here. Other side, turn and twist. And bring your chin down. Good. Good, and bring that head up and bring it all the way back to the center. And now let's take those hands, we're gonna push them down towards the floor. Good, and they're still pushed together. I'm still pushing the palm to the fingers all the way, rock them. It's hard and it might hurt. If it hurts a little bit, that you have a little tendonitis there, maybe a little carpal tunnel, so maybe you don't wanna do the push. Good, I feel like a fish, a little wiggly fish. Let's bring it right here. Little fishy right here. I like that. Good. Remember when your kids were little and you would do little fishy movements? Good, we could swim a little bit with our little fishies. Good. It's a little crazy when you're here all by yourself for months on end. All right, now if the fish are in the ocean, let's swim it out. We're working that shoulder. Big, big breaststroke right here. Pull and swim. Good. All right, and then let's bring it back. Now some of us have that reaching problem, right? So we're gonna bend an elbow here. Bend an elbow. Bend that elbow. Good. All right, now bring it wide open, stretch it. Good, take a breath. Exhale, bring it in, curl. Bring those elbows and the hands together the best that you can. Curl right into the belly, crunching whatever left from your breakfast. Good, then inhale and open. Exhale and curl. Good, inhale and open. And exhale and curl. Good, one last time. Inhale, open. And exhale and curl. Hands go right to those thighs, sit up nice and tall. Let's shrug those shoulders. Good. We have to get to the neck stretches a little bit, don't we? We haven't done that yet. So let's do that simple neck stretch. Here's that simplest neck stretch we can do, turning your head. Turn that head. Good. Ooh, I'm getting dizzy. Let's turn it and hold it right here, bringing your chin down towards your shoulder. I want you to take the opposite shoulder and try to drop it just a little bit. Breathing nice big deep breaths. Bring that head up, bring it back to the center, turn, bring that chin down to the shoulder and push down. Bring that head up, bring it all the way back to the center. Now sit up nice and tall. Bring your shoulders right back over your hips and tuck your chin, but keep your shoulders where they are. Big breath right here. Shake that head just a little bit. Good, and then let's bring that right up here. Let's march it out, getting ready to come up off the chair. Now you don't have to come off the chair if you don't want to. If you want to stay seated in the chair, that is perfectly fine. And one day this week we'll do a demonstration of what it looks like when we're doing things behind the chair, in the chair, so that you know when I say down dog, what it looks like, those kinds of things, but we're not going to do that today. Maybe we will do that Thursday, because tomorrow is a balanced day. All right, so put your feet on the floor. Let's go ahead and come all the way up. Good, and I want you to come and stand behind your chair. So I want you to stand behind your chair. I'm gonna turn my chair so that you can see me just that little bit better, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and move that right here. So let's go ahead and just get right into that back stretch. So we're gonna take a stretch back here. Good. Bringing your feet right below your hips, bring your ears right between your arms. Good. If you have bad shoulders, you could bend your elbow here and that would help. Stretching it back, breathing, nice big deep breaths, bringing those ears right between the arms. Breathing. Release that tail. You know, I realized I was holding my tail in. So stretch it back. Imagine I came and I'm gonna pull your hips back and slightly up, lifting through that hip. And breathing. Good. That is the weirdest thing. I sat here thinking, what feels so wrong? And I had my tail tucked like a sad dog. Good. Now bend your knees. Let's bring it all the way up. And let's walk it forward. Good. All right, let's kick those heels up towards that backside, stretching the front of that leg just that little bit. Good. All right. So let's stay in today with our stretches. Instead of going into the warrior poses, we're going to make it a little bit more narrow. So we're going to bring one heel forward, but the other foot stays right underneath you. So we're going to bend slightly right here. We could put hands on the hips, or we could lean into the chair, use it as a tool, and really stretch it. So I'm going to stretch my hip back, no more sad dog tails, right? And I'm going to lift that foot, stretching that chest towards the chair, feeling that stretch in the calf muscle of my front leg. Good. Now tap that toe back to the floor and then lift it up. And watch what happens with your hips here. So swing your hips a little forward, hips come back. Good. So we're really stretching into the hip, stretching into the calf. Good. Hip comes a little forward, push it back. A little forward. Push it back one more time. Last one, hold it right here, hold it right here, feel that stretch. Can you take your toe and turn it just a little bit to the inside? Wow, right? And now we're stretching in a whole different spot. Good, bring it in and up. Let's march it out. We're gonna work that same side, that same stance for just a minute. I just needed a wiggle. All right, so same leg goes forward, but this time that other leg goes back a little further, almost like a warrior pose, maybe not quite so far back. So I want you to shift your weight to the back and bend your back knee, and we're stretching into the Achilles tendon. Now if you don't feel the stretch here, maybe you need to go a little further back with your leg. Good, so we're getting that stretch here. Hips are forward, hands could be on the hips, making it about balance. You choose what feels good for you. Good, breathing, nice big deep breaths. Good, oh, that took a little strength too, didn't it? Good, now keeping both legs straight, let's hinge forward over that chair, push those hips back. The foot is on the floor in the front here. Good, and then let's step it forward, march it out. Good. All right, let's do the other side. So we bring the heel out, the other leg is standing right below us, so we're not moving it far at all. We're gonna bend that knee, we're gonna hinge forward, keeping the toe lifted, pushing that hip back, stretching through that hip, bringing the chest towards the chair. One more breath here. Good. Put that foot on the floor. We're going to rock. Hips come forward. And I'm going to move back a little bit. Hips come back. Good. So hips come forward, stretching through the hip, stretching through the back, lift through the hip. Good. So just rock it back and forth. Last one. Good, now hold that toe up, push that hip back. I was just sitting here thinking about balance exercises, and there's one balance exercise I keep telling you we're going to try to do every day, and I keep forgetting. That's just life, right? All right. That's okay. Push that hip back, lean that chest forward. Can you turn your toe just a little bit inward? Oh, I hear the screams. Wow, right? That stretches right up into that piriformis sciatic nerve area. If you have a sacral imbalance, you can feel it there as well. Good, and bring it back in. Let's bring it up. Let's march it out. Good. All right, I'm gonna move my chair back. So I want you to come to one side of your chair. I don't care which side, we're gonna do both sides. So we're at this side of our chair. I want you to bring your legs out a little bit wide. Good, all right. So, excuse me, we're gonna reach our arm up. Good, toes are forward, hips are forward, tummies are in. We're coming over to the side. Good, with that wide-legged stance. Good, now take your arm up overhead the best that you can, or maybe a little bit in front. look underneath your armpit. That's going to stack your shoulder just that little bit. Good, and inhale and come up. Now that we've done it like that, I want you to take a step towards your other foot. And you're like, whoa, I feel tippy, right? Okay, but we're holding onto the chair. If you feel too tippy, take a step in. So then you feel a little more secure. So we're gonna inhale, lift, come on over, feel the difference. I got a bigger stretch in that outside hip. Good, so what's happening with our feet? Our feet, the one foot is maybe pushing outward a little bit. So I want you to try to push your feet flat so that they are as though you were standing straight. So push them flat and see how that made that stretch change. Look underneath that armpit. Breathe. Good, and inhale, and then let's come all the way up. Wow, do you feel taller on that side? I do, I really do. All right, let's just step around, kick around, easy. We're gonna do that other side. That feels so weird, doesn't it? Okay, so take that step out. It's a nice wide stance. Good, we're gonna bring that hand to the chair, reaching that arm up, and we're gonna come on over, getting that base level stretch. Look underneath your armpit. Good, pushing a little bit with the chair so you really feel that good stretch. Breathing, nice big deep breaths. Good. All right, let's inhale right here. Now we're gonna take that inside leg, we're gonna step it towards the other foot. Now we're still holding the chair, so if you feel too tippy, take one step in. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, now we're gonna lean again. Feel the difference in that stretch, right? Oh, much deeper stretch in the hip. Look up underneath that shoulder. Beautiful. Good, we're really working that muscle on the side there. There's a whole girdle of muscles there that work in tandem to tighten up our back if we don't keep them stretched. Good, and inhale, and then come all the way up. Oh, wow. Now, let's do one more back stretch here, okay? So here we go. Let's take a wide step back this time, wide step back. Good, making sure that when we come forward, that our hips and our ankles are in line with each other, bringing those ears right between those arms. Good, now I don't want you to look at your knees and don't look at me, I'm here. I want you to push your hips to one side. So if I push my hips to the right, I'm elongating the left leg just a little bit, pushing back a little bit with that left leg. And bring it back to the center. Let's do the other side, stretch it out. Good, bring it back to the center. Oh, let's bring our ears down just a little bit lower. Bend your knees, bend your knees. Good. I won't even tell you what I think this looks like, but just bend your knees. Good, now lift your hips a little bit. Lift your hips, try not to lift everything, just those hips. Feel that stretch right where the legs and the hips come together. Breathing, nice big deep breaths. Good, now let's inhale, come up, walk it forward. Good. All right, so come to one side of your chair, please. Good, so we're right here. We're just gonna do some just simple heel raises to start working on some balance here. More balance tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's a balance day in yoga. All right. My grandma used to say that every day would seem like it was trash day. For me, every day seems like a balance day. All right, one last one. Good, now let's put one foot in front of the other. Remember this one? This one was hard, I think, for all of us, so I think we need to do it more often. So allowable cheats are a little step forward or a little step to the side, okay? So wherever you are, the one thing you don't do is do this, because then I'm stable and it's not gonna work. So just keep those feet in tandem the best that you can, one in front of the other. Our chair is close by. We're elevating onto those toes again. Elevate to those toes. Good, I gotta sit back a little bit. There we go. Good, one more. Let's hold it up here, and this was the hard part, wasn't it? Maybe we let go a little bit and we turn, or we hold the chair and we turn, and that just wobbles those ankles like crazy, doesn't it? Good, turn it back to the center. Let's do the other side. Good, and bring it all the way down. Now, I don't know about you, but those are hard for me. Good. If it's easy for you, if you find that really easy, I would like to hear about it. So let's stretch it out just a little bit and stretch. I'd like to hear your success there. I want to hear how great you're doing with that, because I really struggle with that one. And I'd like to know that one of you out there can really do it well. All right, let's do the other side. We wouldn't have to come to the other side of the chair. I just did it without thinking. But other foot goes in the front. Remember our allowable cheats and the one, don't do that one. Good, so here we are. We're standing up nice and tall, up and down on those toes. Good. All right, let's hold it up there. Hold it up there. Good, hold it up there. And let's turn and twist. Hold that chair if you need it. Wobble, 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 right? Bring it back to the center. Let's go the other direction. And bring it all the way down. Good job. All right, march it out. Good. All right, let's do one more calf stretch here. So I'm going to come behind my chair, but you'll be able to tell what I'm doing. So I want you to lean into your chair, lift your heels, both heels, and come forward. Good, so all I have are my toes are lifted, I'm on my heels. I might have said that wrong. So lift your toes, rock back on your heels, and stretch forward. Breathe, nice big deep breaths. Good, and put those feet on the floor. Let's march it out, and let's come to that chair. Good, good job. Yeah, there's a lot of stretching through some really important places there today. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, I want you to bring your arms out. Good, I'm gonna throw that imaginary ball at you, so here it comes. Curl yourself around it. Good, and inhale and open it. No, we're gonna make that a little harder today. We have an extra minute or two. So I want you to come back in your chair, and this is a modified Pilates pose here that we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little bit of Pilates. Sorry, I'm losing this microphone. Hopefully with the new system, we'll have some better microphones. All right, so here I am. I'm gonna reach your arms out. Good, and I want you to catch the ball. And as you catch the ball, I want you to lift your feet and curl and push your heels forward. Good, now inhale, everything relaxes. Good, so those of you that do Pilates, you'll recognize this. Exhale, here comes the ball. You curl around the ball, push those heels forward. Inhale and open. Good, exhale, curl around that ball. Good, one more time. Inhale, open. Today is the day of fours, I guess. Exhale, come forward. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2. Good, and bring it all the way down. Good, now their shoulders are a little crabby there, aren't they? Because we did a lot with that shoulder. So do a little roll. I gotta sit up taller. Do you need to sit up taller with me? Let's adjust our posture if we need to. Push those hands down towards the floor. Let's do one down and one up. It's a little bit of a dance kind of move, but it's also stretching through that shoulder, stretching through the upper back. Good. All right, now bring those arms right around, give yourself a hug. Let's crunch that breakfast one more time. Whatever's left, I don't think there's much left of my breakfast, actually. And then let's come up and open. Let's do that other side right here, curl. And come all the way up. Let's roll those shoulders back one more time. Good. And put those hands right here. Let's bring that ear over to the side. And imagine I put a beautiful painting in front of you, but you're not sure it's so beautiful. So you're gonna take your eyes, you're gonna look up and look down. So we're gonna go corner to corner. Eyes come up, eyes come down. And I'm moving my head a little bit here. I'm not just moving my eyes. So I'm stretching into the neck. Now hold it down to the bottom, but this time don't move your head, move your eyes. Just your eyes on that diagonal. I'm looking in the top corner of the painting, the bottom corner of the painting. Good. Now bring it right to the center and shake your head like you're looking at me saying, no, I still don't like that painting. Good. That's okay. And then let's bring it up. Let's try a different perspective. Let's go the other way. Good. So we look up at the corner, look down, and we start with a neck movement. Up and down. Good. All right, now hold that chin down there. Hold it down. Now just do the eyes up and down, and it's a diagonal movement. I'm looking at the top corner of my imaginary painting and the bottom. Good, up and down. And last one, look down and shake your head. You can look forward and shake your head like, nah, still not for me. Right, that's okay. And then bring it all the way up. Good. All right, now let's just do a little wiggle. I need a little wiggle right here. Maybe a little cat and cow would feel good. So let's curl, push yourself forward just a little bit so you can push your back into the chair. And then inhale, lift and look up. Good, exhale, curl. And inhale, lift and look up. One more time, exhale, curl. And lift and look up. Good. All right, let's roll those shoulders back one more time. Good. As we're doing it, let's scoot back in that chair, sticking those tail feathers through the chair and then sitting back. Good. Bring your feet solidly on the floor. It gives you a good base. The one thing I don't want is for you to scoot your hips forward because then you're like you're sitting in that bucket seat. That's not good for us. All right, so let's close our eyes just for a minute. It's a little bit early for final relaxation, but I want you to close your eyes just a little bit and just settle in your chair. Good. Bring one arm up into a half of a cactus. Hold it here and tuck your chin. Good. Tuck that chin. Breathing a nice big deep breath. Bring the head up, bring that arm back to your thigh. We're going to do the same thing. Close your eyes, bring the other arm up into half a cactus. Good, tuck your chin. Tuck that chin, relax, breathe. Good, and then bring it all the way back up. Good, right here. Eyes open or closed, you choose. We're going back to that simple neck stretch. But we're relaxed in our chair so it's nice and slow. Let's bring it and hold it to one side. Letting that head fall back just a little bit to feel the stretch in the neck. And bringing the head back up and doing the other side. Good, bring the head right back to the center. Now let's just sit quietly just for a moment. Hearing the sounds around us, maybe you're sitting in a room with the windows open and you can hear the beautiful birds outside. Maybe you're sitting on the side of the building where they're still doing construction and you can hear construction noises. Whatever noises you hear, incorporate them into your relaxation. Accept them and let them be okay. And just breathe for those last few seconds. Let's go ahead and open up our eyes. I got so quiet, I actually could feel the beating of my heart. That's pretty cool. All right, let's inhale, lift, bring those arms up to prayer. Prayer hands come down to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me with yoga today. I hope that you got stretched in all the areas you needed stretching and that you're ready for a fabulous day. Namaste.